Have you ever failed hard at something? I mean, big time? I know that I have. Probably more times than I care to count. But I'm here to tell you that I'm grateful for each and every failure because it's allowed me to fine-tune my skill of learning from my mistakes. And I want to share with you right now why it's so important that we all strive to learn from our mistakes. Let's get it. In this video, we're skipping all the millions of reasons that you've already heard about why it's important to learn from mistakes. Instead, by the end of this video, you're going to be armed with 3 reasons that people just don't talk about enough as it relates to all the strength that could come when you learn from your mistakes. The fact that learning requires recognition and acceptance, character development, and the increased ability to empathize with another. The first reason is that learning requires recognition and acceptance. The only way you can truly learn from your mistakes is to recognize that you made a mistake in the first place. This is going to decrease your arrogant jerk risk as you move forward. Accepting your mistakes or your failures invites humility. It invites that realization that, hey, I'm not so perfect. You know, when I'm striving to bring on new talent into the organization, during the interview process, the question that I will always ask is, what is your biggest lesson learned from your most recent failure? I need to trust that they know how to acknowledge and accept failure and learn from it. You know, I think maybe gone are the days that people are striving for perfection. Maybe that's naive on my part. But for me, I feel like perfection means you haven't fallen down. You haven't made a mistake. You haven't experienced failure. So for those who have a perfect track record, when failure hits, when mistakes happen and they are inevitable, that individual might get stalled, paralyzed, not know how to move forward. I would rather have someone have experienced tremendous setback, tremendous failure, learn from that, and how to get up and move forward more knowledgeable and better moving forward. Before I dive into the next 2 reasons, make sure you click this button below my face. Subscribe. Subscribe to this channel, get videos like this all the time, me talking to you through your phone, through your computer screen. I drop videos like this all the time, intending to give you value to nurture your growth through even your greatest change challenges. So make sure you subscribe or even click the notification bell so you can get notified when a new video drops. All right, let's get back into it. Reason number 2, character development. I'm going to start this by a lesson that my wife truly embodies. And that's the fact that your character is not defined by the magnitude or the number of mistakes or failures that you make, but rather how you respond once those mistakes are made. Mistakes often invite shame, guilt, or doubt in our ability to deliver our work, and our ability to support our loved ones or our colleagues, and our intellectual capacity. But when we can actually respond to those mistakes, not shutting down, not diminishing who we are, but rather rising to the occasion, accepting the failure, accepting the mistake, accepting that we're not perfect, and then choosing to learn, choosing how we can grow in that moment, that's what builds character. That's what can help define who we are. You know, so often you hear about people's struggles and how they've able to triumph through that struggle. And those are the most inspiring stories. As a keynote motivational speaker, traveling the world, speaking to thousands of people every year, rest assured, it is my pain points. It's my struggle. It's my biggest mistakes that I share from the platform and what I learned during that time and then subsequently applied. And honestly, that is what helps my audience to grow, to improve moving forward, sharing what I learned during my darkest times. The third and final reason is the increased ability to empathize with another human being. The process of learning through your mistakes will invite you to revisit that failure, the moment of that failure, and all of the feelings that were experienced when you were going through that failure or experiencing that mistake. And when we can remember what it felt like to have that misstep, what it felt like to have that failure in our existence, when someone else is experiencing something similar, we can then empathize with that individual. And I can tell you, in a business context, when you are able to learn from your mistakes, revisiting those really difficult emotions that are involved when you have that failure, when you have someone in your team, when you have a direct report that makes a really big mistake or experiences a big failure, you can then recognize, you know what, I've been there before. And that is a tough feeling that they're going through. So instead of berating them, instead of just demolishing them in a team meeting or in a one-on-one, I'm going to empathize with them. I know exactly what you're going through because I've been there. And what I did to move myself forward is to understand, what can I learn in this moment? So invite them into their own learning, knowing that, you know what, I've sat there before. I've been in those feelings as well. I'm here with you, and I'm going to help you understand, what can we learn such that we can avoid this mistake moving forward. That power of empathy, it's such a powerful skill, and one that I think we all need to strengthen and embody as we move forward in the years and decades ahead. Speaking of mistakes, as a change expert working with Fortune 100 companies all over the world, I'm here to tell you that mistakes are a natural part of change journeys and going through disruption and transformation. And I actually want to share something else with you to help guide you as you're leading others through change and perhaps as they're stepping into mistakes or failure. It's a snippet of a keynote recording of a keynote that I delivered to an organization going through tremendous change, internal to the organization, as well as dealing with a lot of market disruption. And specifically the portion of the keynote where I'm giving insights to how to elevate, to inspire those going through change, maybe feeling a bit of defeat because they've had mistakes or failure. All you got to do is click on the link below. I want to make sure you have the data, the insights, the research to fuel your growth through even your greatest change challenges or your biggest failures. I'm Cassandra Worthy, and until we meet again, keep growing and keep rocking.